Welcome everybody to Hypothetically Sound. Thank you for tuning in again. We appreciate you listening and coming back and listening more. Today, guys, to celebrate the October spirit, the horror, scary feelings of October, I thought it'd be cool if we talk about dreams and nightmares. Mostly the nightmare side.
For sure.
Now, according to Wikipedia, my favorite source for things, the average person dreams for 2 hours a night for their entire life. But in most cases, people do not remember the dreams they have. But the one thing most people do remember, because it's associated with anxiety and horror, are the nightmares. Now, I personally don't remember a lot of my dreams. I'll wake up and I'll remember it in the instance, and unless I write it down or tell someone, they're gone within like an hour. Is it the same for you guys?
Yeah.
I don't remember any of them.
I don't remember my dreams usually.
I'll have a lucid dream every now and again. That's not a nightmare.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I don't even really remember even many nightmares. Honestly, I wonder what that means.
And just they don't impact you like they impact some people. I know we talked in a previous episode where with Alek having night terrors as a children. We just want to make sure and let everybody know that's listening. Night terrors, nightmares are completely different things. Night terror, also known as sleep terror, is a disorder that predominantly affects children, causing feelings of terror or dread. Nightmares are just bad dreams that also cause anxiety and sadness, but they're not as impactful as night terrors. So I just want to make sure people knew the difference when we were talking. Now, I know you said, Xavier, you don't remember much of your nightmares, and this goes out to all of us. Do any of us have any cool nightmares that they remember? I know I have one that I'll tell in a little bit, but I'll let you guys see if you guys know any at the top of your head.
The only things like when I was younger for night terror wise, besides like the thing coming out of the basement a lot, even like now, I guess my nightmares always focus around people close to me, and them getting hurt usually, or dying. Occasionally I'm the one who gets fucked up, but I live through it, and I have to live in an unnatural state.
Mm-hmm.
Like I lost legs or some shit, which is unfortunate. Well, yeah, that's mostly mine. Like it's either someone's dying or I'm damn near close to it, and then I have to live with whatever happened to me afterwards. But then I forget, usually about an hour after.
Yeah.
I go. Xavier?
Mine are. I'm trying to think really, because like mine are very similar in the fashion of it's always someone close to me being hurt, killed, kidnapped, whatever the case may be. But I think like the ones that stand out the most are always the ones where I fall and then wake up. When I hit the ground.
Yeah.
Those are the ones I'll never forget. Like.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I don't really, or maybe it's just like I just don't care to remember or something. But I don't really remember any unless they're just very sad or dreadful, rather. Other than that, yeah.
I will occasionally wake up with a tear in my eye, and then I know I had a sad dream or some shit going on.
Mm-hmm. I've woke up like that a few times. Yeah.
But like, and a lot of people are like, oh, you just woke up and your eyes are just weeping or something, but which could be the case. But usually, like, there's been a few times I'm waking up and I like remember the nightmare, and I was like, oh, damn, it made me sad. Like, made me cry in my sleep. Shit.
Yeah, when I was younger and you guys were still young, like 2, 3, most people dreams are associated with REM sleep, so you're in your deep sleep and your brain's active, but it's not always necessary to have REM sleep to do it. And when I was riding home on a school bus, I would fall asleep a lot, and a lot of times during that time, I would have dreams where I ended up being left alone. Like something would happen to Alek, and then it would spiral down from there. Even as like a 13-year-old, like something would happen to him, and it would spiral down where I get so angry, I leave my parents, and I'm by myself, and like it's horrible. And I would have those constantly. Like those have went away as I got older. The biggest nightmare that I remember having, and I think I remember having it, and it's so vivid because it was such from a place of anxiety, sadness, and everything. In my transition from going from high school to college, I had a nightmare that revolved around Jason Voorhees.
Hmm.
We started. I was part of a group called SOS Players, and it started there. We were just at a rehearsal. I was with like 8 or 9 of my friends, and we were rehearsing, and all of a sudden, like we hear someone scream, and so we go and check, and it's Jason cut off this person's head, and we're like, "What the? Why is Jason here? Like this was like a thing. We knew Jason was real, and we're like, why the fuck is he here doing this to us? What did we do?" And so like we trap him and we run away, and like we get in the car, and it's the whole Jason scene where he's walking, he's getting closer, and we eventually escape, and we head to Minneapolis to grandma's house. And we thought, for some reason in the dream or the nightmare, we thought since we crossed the river into Minnesota, we were safe. Like he couldn't follow us into Minnesota. And so we're going, and we all just moved to Minnesota into grandma's house. We just moved there. We're living our lives. It's like a week later at this point, and I'm at the cookie carton that was across the street from where we lived. And you know, in like Halloween, she like sees she sees Michael Myers in the mirror, and then turns around, he's not there. That's what happened with Jason. I see Jason, and I freak out and start yelling and panicking, and he's not there. And then we go in, and the time moves forward in the nightmare, and we go in the house, and people slowly start dying. Like Jason's in this house, but we can't find him, and everybody's slowly dying to the point where it's just me and one other person, and we get in the car and we like take off, and Jason, we go to try to destroy Jason at his lake, wherever the fuck it's located in the 10,000 lakes of Minnesota, and we fight him, and like the person dies, and I'm left by myself, and I wake up, and like I think it stayed with me because I was so afraid of losing all of these friendships. Going to college, because you're losing all your high school friends, and eventually it did happen in real life to me. But at that time, like that was the worst thing that I thought could happen, was losing all these amazing friendships I had. And so I think that's what happens to a lot of people who have nightmares that they remember, is it's something that really like you were scared of or traumatically affected you to that you would be able to hold on. And the fact that my brain decided to use Jason in horror movies to play this out was kind of funny looking back, but like it really affected me for like a good week. Like the dream, it wasn't one, and this is the thing, it wasn't a 1-day dream. It was a nightmare that like continued happening. It was like I watched movie 1, movie 2, 3, 4, 5 for an entire week, where it just kept picking up where it finished off, to the point where like by day 4 I didn't want to sleep, because I was like, no, I don't want to go in and see another one of my friends die in my grandma's house. Like it was weird, and I just didn't like it.
No, that's fair.
I've never had dreams that started and ended and picked up. That's wild to me. I can only imagine like how that. Woo.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
I've had them a couple times, and I really don't like it, because like I know it's gonna happen because I wake up and I remember it, and it's like I woke myself up out of the nightmare or the dream because I didn't want to be in it anymore, and so like I force my brain to like wake up, or I just wake up naturally. Who knows? And it's just like not something I want to be in. And then I go back to sleep, and it's like, oh nope, sucker, you're back in this bitch. You ain't escaping
That's
today.
wild. That's so wild.
And it's been a while since it's happened. Like I don't think I've had a nightmare in the last like 5 to 10 years. I think the last one I had was like maybe early college, sophomore, junior year. Just because my life sucks, so why are my dreams gonna suck too? But yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I can. I had a dream. I don't remember it now, but I remember I typed it out to my friends a while ago, like a month ago. I had a dream I did remember for a little bit. That was the last time I remembered my dreams, or I can recall remembering it. It probably wasn't anything super special, but
I feel you.
No.
Yeah, last one for me was just losing my mom, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
And that was a pretty good one.
No, those ones suck.
Yeah. I don't mean good like that. I mean like pretty impactful.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah. It's always weird.
Yes.
It's always weird to have those.
Yeah, back to what Randy was saying about how it's normally some sort of pent up like fear or something like that. It definitely makes sense because I mean, systematically how the brain works is you have your conscience and then you have your subconscious.
Mm-hmm.
So part of you is probably always thinking about that. And so continuing to keep that, repetitive thought process going throughout the day into when you're about to go to bed and stuff like that probably definitely starts to create those. That's
Makes
a
sense.
yeah.
So, guys,
Especially with sorry.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, especially with death, I feel like that's always like on people's mind because when you're close to people, you never, obviously want to see them dead. But it's always in the
Right.
back of the mind, like accidents happen, like when someone's travel. It's the same
Mm.
reason why you say, drive safe, call me when you get home, blah blah blah. Because like
Yep.
you don't think about it, and when it happens, it's always a shock. But it is also always in the back of your mind.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So, there's a myth, or I don't know what you want to call it, going around about dreams and nightmares. And it's an old saying: "You die in your dream, you die in real life."
Oh
How
man.
do you guys
shit.
feel about that saying?
Sword Art Online.
I'm pretty sure I felt like I've died in my dreams before, or like been very very close. Like I want to say there was a time where like I fucking took a bullet for someone or some bullshit or a stab or something, and like most of it was me just dying, and I eventually woke up at what would be, I would assume, the end when I did die, right? But I've also heard people say they have dreams of like being like a ghost essentially. So wouldn't that be
Yeah,
the
astral
same thing?
projection.
Yeah, wouldn't that be the same thing as like dreaming of dying? You just the aftermath of it.
No, I don't think so. Because I don't think with astral projection, it's not like you are under the conscience of being a ghost or being past. You just feel like you are projecting. At least
Uh,
for the concept of that, anyways. Like that's probably why it's never been considered like a dream of death or anything like that. Rather, because it's like it's like saying like your existence in that scenario is there for a whole entirely different reason. Like you're not there to exist as a ghost. You are there to view whatever it is you're viewing. I don't know. It's a really interesting concept.
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, I think I've heard that before, and a lot. I've seen like people like try to like explain it, and one big theory is that like your brain can't comprehend what happens after death because no one knows. So with that, your brain just like wakes up because it can't continue on with that particular thought. But like dreams all happen at the same time, don't they? Like it's just a bunch of like brain activity randomly, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that one seems a little off too, just because of that. Like, why would that one thing trigger your brain to wake up?
Yeah.
Right.
Because I'm sure in some of these scenarios that you don't remember of the 1,000 dreams, you probably die and you probably continue on
Mm-hmm.
in whatever your dream decides to dream. What you think happens after you're gonna die? How people live their lives.
No, true. I agree with that. So like,
My mind is being boggled.
mm-hmm.
I'm like,
It's a very interesting topic because like
yeah.
you don't think about it because it's such a natural thing for a lot of people. And
Mhm.
like at some point, even people who don't dream or remember the dreams as much, at some point in their life did have a moment where for a little bit they did, right?
Right.
And it's just so common that you just don't think about it. But when you start to think about it, it's like a lot of it just doesn't really make sense.
Yeah.
But all of it does at the same time. It's one of those things.
Yeah, and like,
It's just normal.
yeah,
That's just a thing.
and dreams are a powerful thing. Like, it's been something that has boggled the human existence for millennia, centuries, whatever you want to look at. And like, and we're to the point where people, just like we're gonna have in the future tarot card readings, people interpret dreams for other people. People analyze dreams and use those for life certainties and life facts. So dreaming and nightmares are very, very cool. Just like it shows you how powerful our brains are. That
Not mine.
that we're able to like create movies in our head essentially while we're sleeping when we don't perceive ourselves sleeping. Like time flickers in an instant for us, and it's crazy. It's legitly crazy. One thing I did find while doing some research for to end the episode off on dreams and nightmares that I thought was very cool and relates to deja vu and dreams. Now, I get deja vu all the time. You can ask a guy, like, I'll be in the kitchen doing something, and I'll be like, deja vu, I recall watching this episode while making toast or whatever was happening. But one theory of deja vu attributes the feeling of having previously seen or experienced something to having dreamed about it, a similar situation or place, and forgetting about it until you're in that similar situation. So essentially, this theory is saying that deja vu is a product of you dreaming you doing something and then actually doing it. Now, do you think deja vu in that sense is more of sightseeing, so future sightseeing, or you see something that is just a like possibility of you doing in your life, a scenario that is very possible in your life?
I definitely think it's you seeing a scenario that's possible to happen. I mean, you're just taking characteristics of places that you're familiar with, and applying those to a situation, and then next time you're in that area, you're like, "Hey, wait a second, I remember this," and there you have it.
Yeah, I think I agree with Xavier. I think it's your brain having processed thousands of possibilities, and you just recognize the
A
scenario.
simulation, all the
Put it in your head.
simulation.
Yeah, if I guess.
It's all coming together.
We're doing it. Now, logically, I agree with you. Like, logically, I agree with both of you. But, like, I believe in psychics and things like that and, like, having foresight. And so, like, because there's deja vu things I have that my brain shouldn't be in a process. If I haven't seen an episode of a TV show or heard a song before and part of my deja vu revolves around that is where I see for like the foresight shit coming from. Is just like maybe you just got a glimpse into like 3 days into your future, because it happened. We were watching an anime that I had never watched before, and like I got up while I was playing to like stir meat, and I was just like, holy shit, like literally everything that's happening right now I've done. Like I feel like I've done it. I see it before. So if it is coming from a place of dreams, like it has to be foresight. Like they can't be my brain process something that it couldn't possibly know and saw into the future. So that's where I see it. But logically, in most cases of deja vu, yeah, it's your brain played a bunch of scenarios at some point, and this was one of the scenarios that played out. Like if you have deja vu while going through the drive-through and grabbing a bag from someone, probably just
anime. You're just a really good writer. You foresaw the plot before it even thickened.
Here's something that's kind of weird. Your brain can't make up faces, right? Like, it's a theory. Your brain can't make up faces, meaning every face you see in a dream or any nightmare or whatever, like the random faces and stuff, are faces you've seen in real life.
Interesting. That's actually
so like anytime that you've seen someone in a dream or a nightmare that you don't like recognize, it's probably just someone you saw on the street while you're walking your dogs or going to go get food or whatever, and your brain for some reason just stored their image.
So statistically, you're saying All of us
That's
have
terrifying.
appeared in someone's dream and or sex dream at some point in our life.
Wait a second.
That's going a little far, but possibly yes.
So there's a chance that randomly someone out in the world, man, woman, or in between, has decided that they liked you enough to their brain was like, yep, that's who I want. So congratulations, guys. Someone out there loves you. Or
I already
lusts
know that.
you,
Hey,
at least.
there you go. Hey,
Leave it on a good note.
not me though.
No, dude, people like you.
It probably just shows up as a nose.
Why is this
I
just a
feel like-
nose?
I feel like people with more prominent features, like people that would be easy for a caricature artist to draw,
Mhm.
would appear more often than a more bland-faced individual with like basic features. So congratulations. You probably
My
appear
nose.
very often, yeah. They probably hear the sniffling. They're like, "Oh no, he's coming. He's back." But that also
He's
means you
here.
could be someone's killer in their dream.
True.
Straight up.
Hey,
Like you could
Hey.
be someone's reoccurring nightmare as well.
it's the nose.
Oh no, he's coming! I can hear the sniffles.
Not, no axe needed. I'm just pecking on the door.
You hear sounds of screaming,
Nose sticks through.
screaming, and a nose blowing in the
I
background.
smell
He's
you
on his
in
way.
there. I can smell you.
So yeah, congratulations, man. You're really out here just killing it.
Nice, man. Nice.
So thank you guys for taking part in this dream and nightmare episode. It was a
Yeah, what a
fun little
journey.
episode, from start to finish. For the people listening at home, just an update on what's coming here in the future. As I said earlier in the episode, we're going to have an episode about tarot cards and tarot readings. Our fathers, both of our fathers, are going to appear in the episode to talk more about our grandmother's house with Herbie and the evil ghost in the attic.
And some other stuff, probably.
And some other stuff our dad will probably talk about.
His creepy ass house, which we have stories about as well.
His theory
Ooh.
on his death is something I want him to talk about. He has a theory about focused around his death. So yeah, there's a lot of things coming.
Is that what
Yeah, essentially, it's how there's certain things that he thinks will happen around his death, and if they happen, we should know what to look out for. And so, like, I'll have him talk about that. It's an interesting story. In theory. So yeah, there's a lot of things coming this October. Again, if you're listening now, once October ends in November, we are taking a short break to record some more episodes, make some new cover art, new things, get everything going. So when we come back in December, we can hit it strong. We appreciate you guys listening to us and kicking it with us.
Heck yeah. Oh yeah.
So as always,
yeah.
like, subscribe, comment on whose nose is bigger. So go watch the video. Whose nose is honestly bigger?
Hold on.
But I'm really excited to see those results. It's gonna be crazy. Like,
Yeah, spitting 100% votes.
Whose hair is longer?
Spitting.
that would be. You put yours back. Like, I think it would be kind of tougher. Yeah, you both put yours back. So
This isn't my real hair.
holy shit, Ran just did the fucking movie, like pulled it off and shake.
I got hair for days, boys. Oh my god.
Oh no. Oh, the fucking hair. God, fix it. Fix it. Stop sitting like that. Fix it. Oh my goodness. That's in my nightmares. That's gonna be in my nightmares for sure. You hear it laugh? He fucking cackled. Oh, he fucking wicked witch of the West, dude. What the fuck, dude? Hey, what's up, puppy?
Until next time, guys.
Yeah, thank you very much for listening. I love you.
SirBuddha.com/merch.
We missed shout-outs for everything. I'll bring the shout-outs back season 2. Puppy, my foot. Ouch.
Shout out to your pets coming in at the worst opportune times.
Shout out
Like
to
in your
the
poopies
dogs.
time.